Hi, good morning. This is part 2 of our nursing apron. So, what you want to do is, I have many going at one time, so don't be shocked if I have different fabrics showing up along the way. Because I've got like 5 different fabrics. Actually down here I think I have 3. Oh, I don't know, so many. So what you want to do is you take your main fabric, which I will forget as I go along, is 27 long by 37 wide. Then I have a little piece of paper down here telling how to cut little areas. You guys saw my little squirrel mess back here. And I mean squirrel little mess. You throw up. So first of all, what you want to do is take that, and you want to take and do your 1/4 inch. I'm not going to do the serger in case you don't have a serger. And you want to do your 1/4 inch. So you want to sew your 1/4 inch all the way around with your machine. I'm going to have to change threads quite a few times because in this one automatically does a knot. So I don't have to back it up. I got it on too from doing my Pepsis. I'm just going to change the bling on it. You can do any of the bling you would like. Yeah, so I got the 1/4 inch sewed all the way around your 27 by 37. This will be the main body of your nursing apron. So you can set that aside for a moment. Then what I did was I took my 8 by 8 inch little terry cloth. Make sure you wash it or your flannel prior to putting it on. Otherwise it's going to shrink big time on your nursing apron and it's going to get all squanked and gross. I fold it in half, then I sew it just across the top, a 1/4 inch in. Because it'll drive me wacko when you're trying to do something with it. You're going to sew it on your apron later, but it'll drive me nuts. You can do however you want to do it, but for me, it'll drive me nuts. The next, what I do is I do my little pocket, which is 8 by 8 also. I always do my stretch. I have issues. You can do it however your heart desires. Okay, make sure the stretch is going the right way. Then I do my 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to sew my 1/4 inch across here. Yeah, let me make it a little more perfect. Grandma slapped me. That's what I always in my head. Oops, so I gotta change my thread color. And I gotta go to white. Change the bobbin. And today I'm using Aurifil. I love Aurifil. It's awesome. It's important to use really good thread. I don't like cheap, gross thread. It makes a difference. It really, really does. I change my needles all the time, like every 8 hours of sewing, and sometimes even every project. Then I sew this across here. Nice thing about this machine, it even threads the machine as you get old and moldy and you can't see anything. Sew back, go down again. Sew this across here. Then I'm going to cut the little threads off. That's too big a scissors, it'll drive me crazy. I'll use my embroidery scissors. Kind of weird looking, but they work really well in the embroidery. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go back about, let's do it I'll go about it down 3/4 of an inch. Doesn't matter, whatever works for you. I just like a nice little looking pocket. Honey, I did a lot of garment sewing, so you gotta think Grandma was picky on other things. You ought to have seen it when I did pockets. So when I'd have a pattern or something, she'd say, "Oh, don't look at the pattern, just do it my way. It's always the right way." She just did whatever Grandma told you to do. Now I'm going to sew on each side. I don't think I quite got that just right. Nobody will measure it, but I'll know it and it'll drive me nuts. And Lindsay's probably thinking, Mom is a lunatic. But she's used to it. I'm going to take my friction pen and I measure about a 1/2 inch on each side. And that's where I'm going to sew it down. There we go. Cut it. And do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm going to cut my little strings. And then I'm going to cut off the corners. Because I always want a nice clean corner. And then you fold this out like this and out like this. Take your rat tail comb or whatever you got. Push it out in the corner. And then all you have to do is make sure it's the same height all the way across. Sew it all the way across. You have a nice little line, so when you put your pocket, hand in your pocket in and out, it doesn't have, it's not going to drive you crazy and grab that little piece. That would drive me crazy. So, if you hear the dogs barking, I've got a lot of people working in the house today. Our internet went down. Okay, too many people coming in and out. I've got somebody doing the roof, somebody doing the front door. Our internet went out. All these things are going on, so I'm sorry. So anyways, I folded it over, did a stitch across. Now what I'm going to do is in the corners, I fold it in so I can miter the corners and they're going to be perfect and there's no raw edges because that would drive me nuts too. So then I fold it in about the 1/2 inch all the way around. Then I miter the corner here because I want it to look amazing. And then I do it here. Then I bring this up here. So the corners are mitered and they look all nifty-fifty. Because we want this to look all amazing. Because this pocket is not really for much of anything but the binky or whatever you want to put in it. Then you have a pocket. Then you have this little thing to wipe the baby's mouth. So, let me go back to a different fabric. So when you put the pocket on, I just took and did 2 inches. All the way around here. So it's about 2 inches all the way around. Okay. And then I put the pocket around. So 2 inches here, 2 inches here to do the placement of the pocket. Then, when I did this little guy, I put it in the corner, like this, and then I folded, as you can see, it around to do your other 1/4 inch going up. And then I'm going to sew it across here also. So let me do that for you now. Now that I sewed the 1/4 inch again all the way around, so now there's no raw edges anywhere. And then I sewed around here, and then I sewed here, so that this is sewed so you can wipe the baby's mouth. Everything is all enclosed. Of course, if you serged it, you didn't have to worry about the extra step. You could have just sewed it and been done, fun and done. But I'm just doing it for people that don't have sergers. Next, what I'm going to do is the straps. Obviously, I already have the straps on this one, and I'll show you where the placement is. And I'll just sew it, and I have this cool little tool. To put them out, and I'll show you how to do that too. When I sew straps, maybe it's weird, but it's how I do them. Let's say you need 2 different lengths. Just so I save time, I'm always into saving time. I drop my stitch length to a 2. Then I'm going to enclose both ends. So I have to cut it off, and it's a 2. You don't have to worry about back stitching except on here and here, where you're starting and stopping. So when you cut it, you don't have to go and backstitch someplace else, because this is going to be on the inside anyways, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to sew it and I'll be right back. Okay, make sure you comment. We are giving away a free tote pattern for trick-or-treat bags. Cute, cute, cute. I don't have one down here, but it's really cute. Just go online and look. So comment, put your name in while this is viewing, and tomorrow we will give away that a free pattern. Okay, after you're done, what I do is I cut here, the corners. Oops, sorry. There we go. Then I found my sheet. So you want to make the straps, because this was 3.5 inches wide, because they gave you all the directions last week, by 7.5 inches long. So you just go over here, and you cut 3.5 by 7.5. And the other one, because you enclose the end, you don't have to redo it, is 3.5 by 26. So all you do is cut it off to 26. Got one little string hanger. There we go. Then what you have to do, this is like the handiest flipping tool that's walked the earth. I used to take a stupid little pin at the end, put it down, and yada yada. I'm sure you guys have seen those. Oh, honey, this is like exciting. Voila, you got a strap. Same thing on the other one. And that's why I enclose both ends, because then you don't have to go back and enclose it and do all that crap. Drive yourself nuts. I always got too many things going on. So I'm always looking for the easiest way to do anything. And Christmas is coming, ho, ho, ho. So I gotta start some Christmas stockings. That's my next thing. Then of course, then you wanna bring out the seam allowance. Then when you do the straps, your boning is only 12 inches. Why? That you need. So what you're gonna do is fold this in half. Find your center. And I always pin it. Then you're going to take your pin and you go 6 inches on each side. Then you're going to take and I put the small one on my right side. Actually, I did it on my left. I was looking at it the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. I usually put it on my right, but that's fine. I was looking at it the wrong way. That was really stupid. But do it however you would like. So put one on one side, one on the other, and then you're going to put the D-rings on it. But then you're going to have to fold the D-rings under here. And I'll change my thread in a minute. But first what I'm going to do is, then you have this little piece that I had you cut. I think it's 1 1/4 inch, yes, by 37. And this is going to go on here. And you want some fabric left on the ends. So you go right sides together, because you're going to fold it over and make it a perfect little edge on the end. Because your boning is going to go in here. Of course, I got a pin because it'll drive me crazy. Because you can make a casing and fold it over and do all that stuff. I just like a really neat, nice edge. And once I change to the orange thread, I'm going to sew the pocket in, and I will sew the D-ring on this. I know you're not supposed to put pins in your mouth, but oh well. But don't forget to comment, because I'm giving away a free trick-or-treat bag, or you can use it for whatever you would like. It's really cute. And I got reinforced little handles because of all the candy that all the kids get for Halloween. And they throw it all on the floor and they trade with your brother or sister. Or brothers and sisters. Whichever. Move this out of the way. Because we're getting close to done. This is almost finished. Okay, then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch, and I shall return. So what you're going to do is sew the 1/4 inch, and then you're going to make sure that the seam allowance is on top. You're going to fold it over. So you sewed the 1 1/4 inch piece on top of here with a 1/4 inch seam. You fold it over so the seam allowance is on top. And then what you're going to do is, in the corner, all you have to do is fold it in here on the corners, and then fold it down, and then we're just going to sew it. This will take me 2 seconds, and I did it on the other side already. So when you sew it across the bottom, it's all perfectly done. Cut the little wee threads here. Okay, got that. Then what I'm going to do is between the 2 straps, I just sewed between here and here. Then you're going to take your boning, the 12 inches, and insert it so you can see the baby as it's breastfeeding. I wanted to go in just a little more. So you want it between the 2 straps. Then I'm just going to sew on both sides. So it stays there. The other side. Okay. Got that. So now I'm going to cut the threads. So now what you're going to do is sew the rest of the way all the way across this little flap right here. And you've already sewed the part where the boning is, so don't worry about that. And go to the other side. And once again, just cut the strings. Then I'm going to change the thread to the peachy. I'm going to sew on the pocket, and I'm going to sew on the D-rings. And then all we have to do is embellish it. And that's very, very simple. To sew the D-rings on, you only need two 1.5-inch D-rings. All I do is put the two together, fold it in half, and I'm just going to sew 2 lines across so they don't break. Right at the bottom of here, so I'll pin it. I'm going to cut the strings, and so it just goes like that, and then you can just hook it. You can make it as long as you'd like, as short as you would like, depending how tall the person is. Of course, when you're my height, it's pretty short. There, looks so much better. These little guys, so I don't pin myself to death. Go like this, and voila. I'm just going to sew on the pocket. Okay, so now I've got the pocket sewn on. And what I do in the corners to reinforce it, I just do like a triangular little thing right here. So I go like this around, and on the other side I do the same thing. And so you got a cute little pocket, you've got a cute little wipey thing, you've got your little boning thing in here, you've got your D-rings, and the last thing you need to do is put on a little bling. So at the bottom, you know how I like flamingos, make sure the flamingos are going the correct way. Lindsay's looking at me like, you are crazy with the heat. So the flamingos are going the right way. That goes along the bottom. This is my 1/2 inch bias. I didn't do it on the bias though, you don't need to because it's straight. And this is gonna go here. Gotta have the flamingo bling, you know. And then right underneath, I'm going to put this. I've got it measured absolutely perfect. Oh, I see a little string, honey. Gotta get rid of that or else it's gonna drive me nuts. Here. And then I've got some bias tape to go on top of here. And it's gonna go right underneath the little boning. So when you're done, the effect will look just like that. Only, of course, in different colors. So I did, this is my 1/2 and 1/2, and this is going to be my 1/2 hexie because I want to do something different. Because I'm like, oh, I don't have my flamingos going the right way. Lindsay's expression, I wish you could see it. She's like, oh my gosh, Mom, you're so weird. So it's going to go just like this. So thank you, God bless, and make sure you comment so you can win a pattern for the trick-or-treat bags. Have a wonderful week.